Okay, I think
We're here.
we're going to give it a go. And if it doesn't work, we're going to put it up later anyway.
Yeah.
So, what do we come to?
The second day of Redmond's French football report.
That's right, this is this is effort number 2 in Redmond's football report. God knows what's going to, whether it's working or not. But either way, what we're going to do is we're going to do basically 4 things. Give the results from our last day's preview. Talk about the game of the weekend, or what we watched. It's our game of the weekend. Talk about our goal of the weekend. And then do a preview for midweek games. We're going to try and keep this to 20 minutes maximum. But we'll see what happens either way.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get up the results. As you can see, there, bye Redmond. You'll have to go to my side. You'll have to come to my side. There we go. So, with the results, you can see in the red, you have Redmond's predictions. In the purple, you've got mine. And then you've got the actual score in the middle. The Hearts of Oak one is messed up because we both thought Beckham United would win. They got thumped, Redmond. 6-1. You can see the results for yourself. Read them at your own leisure. But anything standing out from the results from the weekend for you, Redmond?
Well, I thought. Well, my favorite one was
you don't have to point. They can't see your hand.
Udinese versus Juventus. It was
shocker. The team he likes winning.
It was a good game. And where's the 6th one? Oh, Hearts of Oak against Bet United was like a really big score. We both thought we predicted it was Bet United, but you never know what happened in football.
So, Redmond, you watched the Hearts of Oak highlights on YouTube. What did you think?
Well, I thought it was a good Hearts of Oak highlights.
The big change in the game was the sending off when the game was still 0-0 of a significant player for Beckham, and that really changed the game, didn't it?
Yeah, it just Beckham United just fell apart. And Hearts of Oak, before the next goal they could come back with the one was about when they were at their 4th.
Yeah, I think it was 4-1 at the time.
Yeah.
Interesting results down the way. Boca and River drawing. Obviously, the El Gran Derby was a draw as well. Rangers edging out Celtic. Once Celtic had the man sent off, the goal came against the run of play, and then getting the man sent off didn't help either.
Yeah.
But I think there's only been one game that Celtic and Rangers haven't had a man sent off in recent memory. Hibs had collapsed against Livingston completely. That was an easy game for Livingston. Sporting, as you can see, popped past Braga. The Atlanta Sassuolo game we tuned in for, that was a good one, wasn't it? You were not happy, were you?
Yeah, I wanted Sassuolo to win.
Yeah, and you still predicted that Atlanta would win. And you were right, only not by as much as it was. Messi was back for Barcelona, and that obviously was the end of Huesca, but a 1-0 win is hardly what you'd be expecting of Barcelona against the bottom table in the team, in the table.
Daddy?
Sorry?
What did I think it would be, Dad?
You thought that Huesca might win.
Just 2-1 about.
Something like that, I think. That's what it says there. And Southampton against Liverpool, I think that shocked a lot of people. It was gas watching Ralph Hasenhüttl, or whatever his name is, in tears at the end of the game. But I can't blame him. That was a huge result for them. So those are the results of our previews. Redmond, which was I going to say next? Tell me about the game of the weekend. What was the game of the weekend that we watched?
Well, I thought it was fun. We did not put this on our last video. It was Mainz against Bayern. I'll tell you how it went. So, in the first half, Mainz just went away with it 2-0. Second half, they fell apart and gave away 5 goals. Even one was a penalty.
Yeah, Hansi Flick changed a few things around. He brought on Sula, who is the giant of defending, literally physically. and I think he brought on Goretzka. I can't remember who he brought them on for, but it was a different team in the second half. Completely different performance.
Yeah, Bayern was in the first half was not Bayern.
Mm-hmm.
They were not Bayern.
If you look, I think it went back to 1988 was the last time that Bayern had come from 2 goals down in the first half to win a game. Mainz are not great at the moment, unfortunately. They could, though, have been 3-0 up within minutes of the beginning of the second half. But, and there was, I think, when it was 2-2, they had a good chance that they missed. Could have been a different game. 5-2, probably unfair on them, but 2-0 was probably unfair on Bayern when that was the score at the time. But an enjoyable game.
Because I thought if Bayern didn't play their real game at the first half, they would need to play their real game at the second half to come back.
I'm sure those words of wisdom inspire us all. Yes, you have a T-shirt on. Now, the goal of the week, Redmond. Can you remember what game that was from?
It was Hearts of Oak. No, it wasn't that game.
It was Eintracht Frankfurt against Bayer Leverkusen. Again,
No, it wasn't. It was the Backheel guy.
That's the game I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. He passed through some of Eintracht Frankfurt's players and then twisted around one of them, and then straightly the goalkeeper went the wrong way, and he used his back heel to went the other way. This is the place where he scored. I think he was on the left. He scored.
Yeah, he scored with his right foot while running towards the right of the goal from our perspective looking at it.
And the goalkeeper went right. Everything was right, basically, except for that goal went left.
If you put in Eintracht Frankfurt v Leverkusen, Eintracht won 2-0. But this goal was the gem. We actually were watching that game, funnily enough, by chance. We can easily stream German and Italian football, so I expect to hear a lot about German and Italian football. But Nadiem Amiri's goal for Leverkusen was a gem, and I would thoroughly recommend checking it out. I don't know if we could get away with putting it up because of copyright and stuff like that. Anyway, on to the previews. We will put a full list of the games up towards the end, but we'll talk about them first a little bit. As usual, we're going to run around. Firstly, we're going to follow up with the CONCACAF Federation in Honduras. We talked about the semi-finals. We talked specifically about last week about Marathon against Motagua, and Motagua won 2-1, as you can see earlier. But they're now in the final, which is again a 2-legged affair. It takes place on Wednesday at 1 in the morning. So it's sorry, not Wednesday, Thursday at
1 at the morning.
7th, 1 a.m. 1 hours, and that is it 1? I think it's actually 2 hours Central European time. Again, we use Central European time here, so double check. Good luck finding it on your local channels. But
and you would have, I think in America might even have to be like, maybe past the middle of the night, before the middle of the night.
Well, it'll be in the late evening actually, because there's a 6-hour difference with Central European time. It'd be like 7 or something like that.
Yeah, and it would be a good time to watch a game. But for us, we'd have to wake like 1 in the morning. Really early. 2.
Or most likely, we'll just look at the highlights on YouTube. Olimpia play Motagua in the final. I tipped Olimpia to get into the final. They beat Vida 3-0 in the other semi. They've not lost a game all year. I think they've had 2 draws, one of which was with Motagua in the league. They beat Motagua in the other one. They played Motagua 3 times, including once in the CONCACAF league. I think they've won 2-1, 2-0 in the CONCACAF, and a 0-0 draw in the league. Moving south into CONMEBOL, we have in South America, we've got the Libertadores semis and also the Copa Sudamericana semis too. I wanted to talk about the Copa Sudamericana, but Redmond wanted to talk about the Libertadores. In the first one, I think they're both on Wednesday, the 6th, except one is at 1 hours 30 Central European time, and the other one is at 23 hours 30 as well. So it's basically 2 different days, but for us, it works out as being the same day. Either way, River Plate play Palmeiras. River Plate have won the Libertadores 4 times. They lost the last semi-final. They lost the last final in 2019 to was it Fluminense, I think. And Palmeiras have only won it once. The last time they won it was in 1999. And the last appearance in the final for them was the year 2000. Boca play Santos in the other semi. Boca have won it 6 times, Santos 3 times. Boca's last appearance was losing in the year 2018, while Santos, I think they won it in 2011. I think that was their last appearance. Staying with semi-finals, but coming back to Europe, we have the EFL, the English Football League Cup semi-finals this week. Tottenham play Brentford in the first. This is the first leg, I believe. The one I wanted to talk about, though, is Manchester United against Manchester City. Redmond, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, it's going to be a really, really tight game. So it's going to be 0-0. We're going to go into... we're going to extra time. No goals. Penalties.
This is the first leg, so there won't be penalties or extra time this time round.
Okay. So
do your research, mate.
I think I'll go that score.
0-0. Okay.
And in the second leg, I think it might go to penalties.
Mm-hmm.
And just about in sudden death, Man City wins it, not Man United.
Okay.
City.
City have tended to do well in the League Cup recent years, but Manchester United have won it recently as well. Stop fiddling with your nails. Even though it's at home for Man United, I suspect it could go either way. In the last 28 games, they've drawn 4 and won 12 each. Redmond, I never asked you, who do you think is going to win between Boca Juniors and Santos?
Santos,
Just give me a winner.
Boca Juniors.
Okay. River against Palmeiras. River. And in the Honduran League final, Motagua against Olimpia. While he's thinking, there we go, we can talk now.
The first one you said.
Motagua. I fancy Olimpia to win Honduras. Boca and Palmeiras. Boca and Santos to draw. I think River's probably going to beat Palmeiras. That's me. Moving on down the list, we get to our feature, which is the Primera División in Spain. You're thinking, nah, that's the La Liga. No, Primera División in Spain is the Spanish women's Premier Division. And for whatever reason, they are also starting the year They're also starting the year with a full account of derbies. In most cases, there are derbies. I've picked just 6 names that you'd be familiar with, but I think there is Sociedad are playing against Bilbao. Yeah, there they are on the top of my list. I'm not going to predict all of these. I don't know enough about Spanish women's football. What I do know, I will put up a list of the games with Sociedad against Bilbao, Betis against Sevilla, Real Madrid against Madrid. Because Real, this is their first year in the top division, while Rayo Vallecano and Atlético Madrid, they've both won the league in the past. Barcelona play Espanyol and Valencia play Levante. So they're all city derbies there. So it should be an exciting day. That's all taking place on Wednesday, generally between 11 hours 30 in the day, and the last games I think are starting at 18 hours 30. That's Valencia against Levante. So some good football there. Check it out. In recent years, Bilbao have traditionally been, Athletic Club have been the big team for a long time. Barcelona winning their first league in 2012. They dominated then for the next little bit. Atletico have come up in the last couple of years as well. So those are three of the big teams there. Keep an eye out for them. Staying in Spain, looking at one of his teams, Athletic Club Bilbao against Barcelona. Redmond, what do you think is going to happen there?
So I think they have Messi back. He's a good assister. Not a goal scorer, assister.
That's what you reckon at the moment. So who's going to win?
So I think it might be 3-0 to Barcelona.
3 to Barcelona. It's an away game. Neither of them are playing well. Let's face it. Barcelona have the better firepower. I think it's going to be 1-0 or a 2-1. I don't think it's going to be much in the two, but it'll be going Barcelona's way. And speaking of not much in the two, there seems to be a big gap at the moment in Italy. Juventus, after their big win Sunday night, are playing against AC Milan. AC are on a bit of a charge, but they are going to be missing Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic has scored a lot, but they seem to be doing well without him. Juventus coming back. This game will probably ultimately decide if Juventus are going to be in the conversation at the end of the year. It feels like it should be the case that Inter will be there in the conversation as well, but they just have a smell of choke off them at the moment. Redmond, AC Milan against Juventus. Who's going to win that?
It's going to be in first half. 20th minute, Juventus scores 1-0. So, for Cristiano Ronaldo, of course. Then, getting at the 45th minute, 43rd minute, AC Milan scores a goal.
You might see Johnny out there again.
Grand.
He has to take extra measurements. He wants to be more definite
Okie doke.
on stuff. Okay.
No worries at all.
Yeah. It's still cold in here.
It is cold in here, but don't worry about it. We'll work it out. Yes, Redmond.
So...
Oh, sorry. What?
Oh, sorry.
Yes. No worry.
So I think it will go as AC Milan scores at the 43rd minute.
Mm-hmm.
Second half. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo scores there. He's second.
Mm-hmm.
Again. Against AC Milan to make it 2-1, and it's only at the 46th minute, really early in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3-2 comes for AC Milan, and coming at the 80th minute. Then I think Paulo Dybala might score an extra time to make it 3-2 and a win for Juventus.
So it goes from 3-2 to Milan to 3-2 to Juventus. I see.
No, it goes it goes, it's like winning, drawing, win.
So Juventus to win 3-2.
Yeah.
You could have said that at the beginning.
But I just want to give you more information.
Yes, you're getting pretty much in full match reports here 2 days before the game starts. That game is kicking off on Wednesday as well at 21 hours CET. By staying in Europe, I will go through my two picks to watch beyond the feature games, if you will. And you'll see when we put it up at the end. The feature games, please stop doing that. The feature games are in green, blue for our preview games are in green, blue for the featured piece, and then different variations for Redmond's and my interested games. The two I'm interested in today, this week is Fenerbahce against Alanyaspor. I apologise to the good people of Turkey. But Fenerbahce, a giant of the league, generally speaking. They're in fourth. Alanyaspor are actually in second. I can't remember if who's playing in the in-between, but in theory, whoever wins this game could go top. Redmond, are you in this video, or are you just being an irritant?
I'm in this video.
Yeah, it feels not like that. Two big teams. Fenerbahce at home. You've got a fancy Fenerbahce, even without the crowds to cheer them on. It is a mad year, though, so anything can happen. Redmond, who do you think is going to win this? Fenerbahce, Alanyaspor?
Well, I the team who's second, I think is gonna win. I'm just about 2-0.
2-0 to Alanyaspor. Okie doke. My
2-1.
My other pick takes us to Asia for the next little while. It's Jordan, the Jordan top division. Al Jazeera play Al Wehdat. Again, bad pronunciation, apologise. But hey, we're talking about football in Jordan, so that's something at least. I didn't get to do the research I'd like to have done into interferences. You'll see those occasionally here. But Al Jazeera are 9 points clear. They have 3 games left, and they have a chance to win the league. If they draw, that's the league over. Keep your fingers out of your mouth. Al Wehdat are second, but again 9 points behind. It's too much to surmount with 3 games to go. So Al Jazeera probably should win this and wrap up the league. Redmond, thoughts? Al Jazeera against Al Wehdat?
I think the team who's first place might win the game 1-0.
Well, that one kicked off today at 17 hours 30, so we should, looking at the clock now, we've gone later than I hoped. That should be kicking off for the second half now. We'll know the next day. Staying in the Asian area, are the second of, fifth and sixth of our match previews, our match picks for the day, both come in the same stadium on the same day. Newcastle Jets play 2 Sydney teams, first in women, then in men. Kicking off on Friday, the 8th of January at 6 hours 35 Central European time. We have them playing Sydney FC, and then at 5 minutes past 9, 9 hours 05, again Central European time, couldn't tell you what it is in Australia at the time, it is the Jets against Western Sydney Wanderers. Now, I couldn't tell you about the women's or the men's game this season because, let's face it, it's game 2 or game 3 there. So, sorry, I can't give you much detail. Bizarrely, a million years ago, when I was in Australia, I went to see Newcastle Jets play Sydney FC, who had Dwight York in the team. This was back in about 2006, so it was the second or third year of the A-League. So that's mad from my perspective. That was in around Christmas, I think. Or maybe just before New Year's. But either way, it's a lovely stadium, it's a lovely setup, and it makes sense that they're doing this double header. Most of the women's league is teams from is the same clubs as the men's league, with the exception, I think, of Canberra United or something like that. So I'm going to go Newcastle for this. Who do you think is going to win these games, Redmond?
Newcastle.
As well. Our last game of today's report is we're previewing on Friday at 13 hours 30. An interesting game in Egypt. Neither of these teams are pushing for big things, but we have the intriguingly named Pyramids against the much equally intriguingly named National Bank. Pyramids is a team that was founded in, I think, maybe in the 1990s, but they renamed in 2018 as Pyramids. So they've been doing pretty well. They're up there and thereabouts. National Bank, bizarrely, this is their first ever year in the top division of Egyptian football, but they date back to 1951. So in this weird situation, National Bank are older than the Pyramids. National Bank of Egypt older than Pyramids. Redmond, what do you think? Who's going to win this game?
So it's going to be first half, no goals, of course. And National Bank scores a goal, then twice on Pyramids. Just Pyramids.
So you think 2-1 to Pyramids?
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for Pyramids. They're playing decent football. They got more experience. And that's basically where you have it. So let me get these games up here so you can see the games that are coming up. Good, that's a much better screen, isn't it? Go on, shove over in the bed. There you go. Quite a lot of games on. If you include all the Spanish ones. Don't be an idiot. Stop being a jerk now. Go on, pick in. So as you can see, this is the color coding we're going to use. Green for what we're calling our preview games. We'll do a feature on a league or a club or whatever every now and again. And the feature this week is the Spanish Primera División. Sort of the salmon color is me, and Redmond is the irritating mustard. And
Put me red.
we're going to stick with the numbers we have. Anyway, those are the games that we recommend for the week. The green ones, definitely should try and watch if you can. The blue ones, interesting. Really interesting setup there. And the other ones there, just ones that we're particularly interested in. Redmond.
Daddy, you need to tell me what you think the games will be like of those.
I think I did already. I think Barcelona to win and AC Juventus. Did I give a score for that?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be 1-1. Anyway, folks, that's all we've got time for. That's more than time I thought we had. We've gone over. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you the next day. Take care. See you on Friday at 5 Irish time, 6 Central European. Bye.